Hey everybody, we've been doing a lot of storm inspections lately, and we're lining up quite a bit of work that is storm related or insurance restoration type work. And I just want to do a quick video to kind of highlight some of the things that are relevant for us right now, and for our customers, and just things that we're dealing with and working through. And I just want to make sure everybody knows, as long as the insurance process gets handled appropriately, working with insurance companies oftentimes is very smooth. We run into adjusters all the time that are great to work with, agents that are willing to go to bat for their clients, and then on our end we do everything we can to get the customer into the best situation possible moving forward post-storm. So many times, as long as all that is handled appropriately and we have good dialogue with the customer and everybody feels good about what's going on, everything goes smooth. Now, sometimes things don't go quite so smooth, and sometimes it's just due to broken dialogue, but there's just a few different things that we run into when we're working with insurance companies. And one of the things is getting the cart ahead of the horse. And oftentimes when these customers of ours will call into their insurance company to file a claim, the first thing that they'll get asked is, do you have an estimate? Well, we can surely provide estimates up front, but really first and foremost, we need to establish what is damaged or what needs to be replaced. And that's why we go out and do our documentation on the front end, is to hopefully have them agree with us on what is damaged, and then we can move forward with actually providing estimates for what's damaged. Otherwise, we're just blindly throwing numbers out there, and the other 4 contractors that might stop at your house are all going to see different things and quote different things. So really, for me, I think it's most important to make sure that we agree with the insurance company on what is damaged, and then we can move forward with the scope. I have yet to hear anybody call me back and say, hey, my insurance company was just curious if we were working with a contractor that we trust, and just wondering if we could provide a W-9 and maybe some insurance paperwork proving that we have liability insurance. That would be astonishing to me if I actually got that question. I would happily send over a PDF as soon as possible and get that taken care of. And my point is just to make sure you're working with a legitimate contractor. I have had adjusters in the past, actually within the last year, blatantly tell me that they weren't going to pay me what I thought was necessary to do the work, and that they would go out on behalf of the customer and find a contractor that could do it for cheaper. Okay? So, these are things that we face and things that we run into that aren't necessarily okay, aren't necessarily right. And then on the other side of the coin, there's also contractors out there that go out and do some what I would call shady things too. So you just have to make sure that somebody is handling your project appropriately. It's somebody that you feel good about. Make sure you feel good about the way your insurance company is handling your project, and the possibility of your storm damage. And just make sure you feel good about everything that's going on. There are people out there who will just take these insurance bids or whatever and just make them work. And by make them work, that means the cheapest felt, maybe 15-pound felt that was used 30 years ago, they'll use that. The cheapest Class 1 shingles they can find, builder grade or cheaper. And then, maybe there's guys out there that, maybe short pay their guys too. And the only thing that creates is an environment where the customer is going to lose. I promise you there are not guys out there, if they're doing it for cheaper, they're not just saying, hey, I don't like to make as much money as the next guy. They're finding ways to cut corners and make their end products cheaper. So there's a reason. There's justifiable averages out there that we all kind of go by, just to make sure you're not getting price gouged or taken advantage of, and that everything's fair. So as a customer, it should not be your responsibility to just go out and get a bunch of bids and make sure that you can get your storm-related damages taken care of as cheap as possible. That's just not how this thing works. So just make sure you're getting products and things that you feel good about. Make sure that you're actually getting handled appropriately, and that not only your contractor but also your insurance company is really looking out for you, in your best interest, and not just everybody else looking out for their own best interest. So that's just my tip for the day. Thank you.